you talk about a group of German soldiers who were delegated to kill hundreds or thousands of Jews. You know, the old story, shoot them in the back of the neck and they fall into the pit. And the officer who was commanding the soldiers to do this said that some of you older men, if you don't wish to do this, older men, that was what struck me. If you don't wish to do this, you don't have to participate. Do you have any idea what caused this German officer, whom in my generation we crudely but referred to them as Krauts, which is the way we thought about them, and I still do. Do you have any idea why he told the older people that they don't have to participate and then some didn't?
Yeah, I do open the book with that story, and I actually went to the site of that particular incident, that particular massacre that took place, where an estimated 1,200 Jews in a village in Poland were rounded up and killed all on one day, all by a battalion. Most of the soldiers in that battalion were not members of the Nazi Party. They were not doing this out of ideological conviction. So the mystery is, well, why did they do it? I tell the story early in the book because I think we have a general belief, a sense that soldiers, the low-ranking, the rank-and-file soldiers in Nazi Germany, in a totalitarian country like that, really had no choice. They were given their orders. If they didn't follow their orders, they would meet with the same fate as the Jews did, as the victims, and there was really no space for dissent. Now, broadly speaking, that's true in Nazi Germany. Obviously, it was a totalitarian country, but we have this extraordinary story that historians have written about, in which this commander, Major Trapp, gathers the men and says, before any of the killing is done, if any of you do not want to participate, you do not have to participate. And I tell the story because it brings across, it drove home to me that even in situations of seemingly total conformity, we find that there are some people who don't go along, and that sometimes there are more choices than we assumed there wouldn't be. So in this case, none of the soldiers who stepped forward and put their guns down were shot or prosecuted or thrown in jail. In fact, there is no documented case of a German soldier refusing an order during that period who is executed for it.
Do you have any idea why the major said that?
The anecdote is described at length in a book I mentioned called Ordinary Men by the historian Christopher Browning. And according to Browning's account, he was horrified. He was personally troubled, and morally troubled by the enterprise, by the order, by the mission that he was overseeing. And keep in mind, this was at the beginning of the truly horrific killing that began. It didn't begin instantly. The initial idea of the Nazis was to simply expel the Jews. The quote-unquote final solution and the horrific systematic murder begins a little later in the war, and this is at that period. So this is a battalion, not mainly Nazis, and he is simply horrified.
This excerpt is brought to you by the Massachusetts School of Law, the leader of reform in legal education and a leader in multimedia education for the public. To view the full interview and for a full listing of MSL's programs, log on to mslaw.edu.